So I am sorry, everyone. Okay. So, okay, I'll just recap over what I've done. Hopefully it was on the last one, but my internet, not great. So I took the first stencil. I went over the flower parts with the very pretty Canyon clay ink. And then I used the marshland for the leaves. And for the little stamen parts, I used the pumpkin pie and also the Sicilian amber. So once I have added that one, so that is the first stencil all complete. So I don't need to worry about that one. I can just move that one over to the side. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you, Vicky. I'm glad you're seeing it now. I think I spent about 5 minutes just talking to myself on the other one. Yep, not good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the stencil number 2. Hopefully you can see that we have the little etching on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this one. And this one does need to have a little bit of a twist when you pop this one into place. So as you can see, so normally it would be like that. I'm just going to twist that over to the side. And I'm lining up this kind of little cup element here. And then all of the other petals too. So once I have that in position, I'm just going to add a little bit of tape onto that. Lisa, this kit is absolutely stunning, I have to say. It is very, very pretty. So I did use Canyon clay for the first leaves, but I'm going to use it again for the second set. But I am going to add the ink down a little more liberally, is the word. Okay. So I'm just going to add that ink down a lot more than I added it down. You can change ink colors, but I did want to show you that you can, if you only have a couple of ink colors, just use the ones that you have as well. Okay, thank you so much for sharing, everyone. I am sorry about my loss of connection. Yeah, sorry. Okay, so I'm just going to ink this up. Again, adding this down a little bit more solidly than the other color, so more ink down. Again, Canyon clay ink. I love the fact that these are, you can ink blend over these because it's going to give you that gradient look without even having to really worry about it. It's going to add more ink to kind of the edges that it will in the center. Meryl, I believe it ships on the release date. I'm not 100% certain. Maybe Roxanne, you can help me with that one. Meryl, yeah, who is in the UK? Okay, so I'm going to twist this one again so we can get to the leaves. I don't know why I removed it. I don't know why I removed it. Reading comments and crafting at the same time. I'm going to blame that I can't do two things at once. Okay, this time I'm going to use the Sea Forest ink because this one is my favorite from the Nature Wonders inks. I don't know why. This is my favorite one, the Sea Forest. And we do have this in one of the brush marker sets as well. It's a beautiful, like really tonal green color. Oh, thank you, Lisa. Okay, so there is that. And then we have this little tiny piece over here, and that is just going to add that leaf in there. So I'm going to use the same color as before, so the Sea Forest, but again, I'm going to add this one down more. So I'm adding a lot more ink there. And that is stencil number 2. I just love revealing these. They just make me so happy. So then I have a stencil number 3. Again, you can see in the etching. And this one's going to need a little twist too. And that is going to add in all of the rest of the pieces that we have left. Okay. My tape is a little unsticky because it is on top of baby powder. So that's why it's unsticked quite a lot. Vicky, I am not 100% sure, but we can try them. Hey, yeah, I like to do things live. As you all very well know, I kind of come up with ideas when I'm live and think, you know, it's a good idea to do that right now. So what I'll do is I'll check those out for you. So I'm just going to add this on. Oh, garden rose and seasonal blooms. They were very, very pretty kits. Oh, Miche, yeah, these are my favorite ink blenders, these little small ones, and they do come in a pack of 4 as well, so it's really handy. And I do tend to use mine for color groups, so all of my like pinky reds, I'll use that one. All my yellows, I'll use that one. All my greens, I use that one. So you don't need one for each color, and you can clean them if you want, but I'm too lazy to do that. Okay, so I'm just going to add in the rest of these now. And we have a little stem here. I should have used a really small blending tool for that one, but I got it. I get it. Okay. So, are we ready for the reveal? Just look how pretty that is. I did also do one beforehand as well, just to show you that just by changing up the color is going to give you a different look. So we have more of a muted vintage one with this one, and then a fresh, more type of fresh floral with that one there. Yep, good idea, Sue. Just clean it off onto cardstock and it's ready to go again. But yay, it is fabulous. Right, we did have questions, see if they lined up with the embossing folder. I'm not 100% sure. Okay, what we're going to do is just check. Okay. So maybe if we emboss it first. I don't think it's that far off, you know. I think you could definitely use this with you. Let's try it. Let's try it. Okay, I did want to emboss this with some dark cardstock first, and then we'll do it a second time. Okay. Just grabbing my die cutting tool. Need to make some room because it is huge. So I have my 3D embossing folder, and then we're going to get 2 different inks with this one. So I'm just going to use some navy cardstock. Okay, and I'm going to run that through my die cutting machine. Now, when you run this through your die cutting machine, you will need to kind of look at the sandwiches to use with 3D embossing folders from your manual that you get. Yeah, Avril, we're always crafting on the fly, right? Okay, so I have one that I had in my head that I was going to do. And then let's go for another that I didn't have in my head. But you know what? I'm gonna take it up a level. Okay, so I'm gonna move that over. And I just wanted to show you that you could quickly and easily get a really great card just by using some dark cardstock and then getting some gold ink. So this is the antique gold from Alternate, and I'm just really gently pulling that over, and it is going to catch on the more raised parts more, and then the less raised parts less, but it is still going to catch. But yay, look, see, that was my first one. Okay, let's do something else. So just look how pretty that is. Yep, Sue, it works perfectly with white pigment ink as well. Okay, so we do want to see if these stencils work with the embossing folder, but what I want to do first is I've got a panel, so panel's off to the side, but I do want to color in this background first. So I don't want to add any color to this side. So this is the side that's got the embossing on, but this side here has more of a raised area on the background. This is the one that I'm going to want to ink up. The antique gold one, I believe, works better on dark cardstock, and the enchanted gold works better on the lighter cardstock. That's my thing, I think. I'm using some Persian blue mixed media ink for this. I'm just swabbling it around. I have caught a bit there, but you can clean that off if you want. I'm stood up now because I've got excited. So if my voice is a bit louder, it's because I'm closer to the microphone. That's the word, Lydia. I'm just tapping it over. Tap, 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 tap. You may do it a little bit of swish and then a tap to kind of pull the swish out. Okay. So once I have that inked, I'm going to add my panel in, and you need to do this quite surely. You don't want to be moving this around. So once it's down, that's where it's going to stay. Okay. Monster of a machine back in, and then we're going to run that through, trying to make sure that that cardstock does not move in that embossing folder, because if it does, we're going to get smudges galore. And that there is my workout for the day. All right. Okay. Just look how cool that looks. It kind of reminds me of that kind of pottery that you get that's blue, and then you have like the white etching on. All right. So I am going to kind of heat set this first before I do try the stencils out. Niche, yeah, definitely. That's all of the workout I normally do is the embossing. If you are going to be doing some inking onto your 3D embossing folders, I would recommend a pigment ink, as that is going to sit flatter and nicer on. Dye ink doesn't work too well. So if you do want to do this kind of technique, maybe investing in one of the mixed media inks would be good for you. Right, we're going to use the same colors as before because I don't want to clean my stencils. Yep. I may as well give you the real reason, right? I think this is going to work. I do. Okay. Yep, it looks so cool, doesn't it? With the blue in there. Oh. I mean, normally I probably would have left it at that, but you know, we're trying something. We're going for it. We're trying it. So I have my Canyon clay. Actually, I'm going to go burnt red. I'm going to go shade up. Okay. Sorry for my humming. I forget that I'm doing it. I mean, obviously, if you wanted to, these would look better blue, but you know, I didn't want to clean my stencil, so there is that. Right, I'm going to go Sea Forest. Oh, Vicky, I'm not sure if there were to be another of the pigment inks soon, what colours would you fancy? What colours do you feel that you're missing from your pigment inks? No, Vicky, probably not. There does need to be honey. At least it's not singing. Yes, at least it's not singing. So, have those. And I think this is going to work perfectly. So, good idea. So, let's add these in. He's going to snuggle in there nicely. I'm just going to go pumpkin pie for both pieces. Just move that down. Okay, they're both singing. Sorry, everyone. I apologize. Okay, let's get that into place. And then pull that down onto the pollen pieces, as I normally call them. Okay. Oh, yes. This, my friends, is going to work. Okay. Okay, number 2. Remember, we need to shift this one around a little. So that is what we will do. Again, I'm just going to go with the same colors. The out, burnt red for the flower pieces. And then that's Sea Forest. And I love that we have that blue on the background as well already. It's going to give us a different look. Okay, so remember we need to shift this over just for that small piece there. A little bit of a shift. Ink on. Okay. Thank you for getting me to do this because this looks cool. And to answer the question, yes, these stencils work perfectly with the 3D embossing folder. Again, I'm using that same green ink, just adding it down a little bit harsher this time. So again, my favorite of the colors, that one is a petal. But if it goes green, it's now a leaf. That's my philosophy on things. If you want that to be a leaf, you can make that be a leaf. And then the burnt red. Oh no, Mish. Yeah, my husband still has to put up with it. And talking to myself while I'm crafting as well. That's a biggie. Okay, so we have just one little piece. Okay. Oh, a Monstera stencil. Good call. I do love a good cheese plant. Why are they called cheese plants? Maybe because they've got holes in. Maybe. But ta-da! That turned out really quite cool. Granted, I'm not loving the really like purpley colors on here. If I was gonna do a blue background and then do the stenciling over, I would have probably chosen maybe some of the seashore inks for this one. I know, surprising, right? But yeah. Yay, so they do work. So you can get many different looks just with that 3D embossing folder as well. Okay, everyone. As we have kind of come offline once, I am going to leave today's as this because I do not want that internet to go off again. Sorry, I'm stood up now because I got too excited for the embossing folder. So thank you everyone for joining us. It has been a pleasure. I hope that you've enjoyed the session too. Sorry that it has been split into 2 parts, but sometimes that's just the way it goes. So again, the subscription comes out on the 12th of every month, so we do have a new set releasing then. It will include a 6x8 stamp set, a coordinating die set, a colouring stencil, and also a 3D embossing folder. Thank you everyone for joining me and for sharing. It has been a pleasure. I hope that you all have a great weekend, and I'll see you all next week. See you soon. Bye bye.